Getting tired this morning, all these videos. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Like, sub, and subscribe. It don't cost a dime. This is an off week. It's really, really an off week. And my beard's really, really on point. Still the best beard on YouTube. All right. Linebacker, part 4. First kid, Ethan Downs, Oklahoma, 6'4", 265. That's some old school, you know what I'm trying to say? That's some old school size, but in my opinion, he has flex ability with edge and linebacker. 9 career sacks. So far for the season, he has 1 sack. He's just a name to look out for. Am I saying he's going to be a first round draft pick? No, but it's very early in the season, and you know, Big 12 statistics on DNs tend to be overinflated. Okay, let me ask a question for anyone that knows anything about football. What is more impressive to you? A defensive end or a linebacker? Anyone getting 10 sacks in the Big Ten, where it's a run first, pass second conference, or getting 10 sacks in the Big 12, where all they do is pass the ball. This is just how I look into things, and I break down things from like 20 different aspects. So he's just a name to watch out for. Next kid, he's undersized, but Jacob Dobbs was at Holy Cross for 5 years. Yo, no joke, man. I'm showing my age, man. Like 40 years ago, if not more. I know I look really young, but I'm really, really old. Yo, Holy Cross, they had a kid, Gordy Lockbaum. He was like a running back and either like a running back and he was either like a DB or a linebacker. And this kid went both ways and he didn't even step off the field. And this kid was a phenom. I'm going back 40 years ago. Like I said, I know I look 21, but I don't. I'm not. And this kid was a monster. And I could be mistaken because, bro, we're going back more than 40 years. He even could have made like from Holy Cross, I think he was like in the Heisman running, but like he might have came out like 7th, 8th in the Heisman running because his stats and how he went both ways were just are crazy. But he never went to the NFL or nothing like that. They wouldn't even look at a kid like that. A smart coach would, but he never did nothing. So long story short, he transfers to James Madison, which the people who coached there and assisted there told me, but what do I know, that all the players would call James Madison Last Chance U, because James Madison is a school where basically you see all kids that go to Power 5 colleges, and it doesn't work out for one reason or another, they transfer there. Ironically, their coach went to Indiana. and Indiana's like 2-0, and they won a game Friday night like 77-3. So he transferred and he took the coaching staff with him, and he took about 20 players with him to Indiana. So it just shows you, and ironically, one of the best pass rushers to ever play the game. Also, one of the only men, I think Tom Brady got him beat, but Charles Haley got 5 rings. Charles Haley went to James Madison. I actually got recruited by James Madison, but I was nah. James Madison. I mean, Charles Haley went there and he made it. Made it to the best. But I would have had to have. Me personally, I would have. It was Penn State or bust, and I got my lights. I got my nice letter from Paterno when my tapes were sent to him. Him telling me basically, don't give up on your dreams. Basically, you're too small. Is what he told me to play nose guard. That's what we called. Yeah, I'm showing my age because I don't know, man. It's crazy. We used to have the defensive edges. We used to have defensive ends, defensive tackles, nose guards, and then it went to techs. We used to have the holes be numbered. Now they're letters. It's all it's all the same. It's just different verbiage. But yeah, my goal was Penn State or bust, and did it happen? And I'm an extremist, and I went another direction in life, but I have no regrets. And I got recruited by a shitload of small schools. In a way, I kind of regret, not having the college experience. I'm trying to say, but I don't. I do and I don't because if I didn't go the way I did, I wouldn't have been able to retire in my mid 40s. Ching, ching. So everything happens for a reason. Could I have sat out 2 years and trained, walked on somewhere at 21? 100%. I was in the best shape, not the best shape of my life at 21. I was probably the best shape of my life at 30, to be actually, honestly. But could I have walked on somewhere, put on an extra 20, 30 pounds? Yeah, but I had a vision. Was I going pro? No. I don't even know if I could have made the team. But I'm realistic with myself. But I had another vision and I went that way. So I had zero regrets. Sorry about the rant. So this kid, Jacob Dobbs, 5 years player at Holy Cross, 6 foot 233. He dominated, which you want to see at a smaller level. Now he's making a step up in competition at James Madison. We have to see if he can make that step. He's still going to be undersized, but I'm telling you, man, there's so many undersized dudes do make NFL teams, and all the so-called NFL scouts and GMs that knock dudes down for their size. They're just, they sit in the office, $1 million offices, eating caviar, and they say this guy makes it, that guy does it, and it's just not fair. But these kids, Sam Mills, one of the best middle linebackers that ever played the game, was 5'9". He went to a local school, Division III. 5'9". 5'9", middle linebacker. They said he was 5'10". Dude was 5'9". He played for the Saints. He might even be in the Hall of Fame. I don't even know. He should be. He passed away, though. Next kid, Colin Oliver, Oklahoma State. 6'2", 240. He had a 48 tackle season and a 6 sack season. And then he also had a 30 tackle season and a 5 sack season at linebacker. Good size. But we also know Oklahoma State has a horrible defense. But they seem to be a little bit better this year. But there's some just positions in the Big 12 I'm not a big fan of. You know what I'm trying to say? But I can deal with a linebacker from the Big 12. Next kid, it's amazing. I spoke about him a month ago, 2 months ago. Cody Simon, Ohio State. Let me tell you, man, Ohio State is just loaded this year. If Ohio State does not win the national championship, Coach Day should be fired. Fired. The amount of talent that they have on offense and defense, in my opinion, the national championship game is going to be Ohio State and Georgia. That's my opinion. He's a 3-year player, 6'2", 240. So good size. In his 3 years, he's had 30 tackles each season. Didn't start, but even Ohio State's backups see a lot of time because they're blowing people out and they rotate a lot of people. He's someone that could surprise, but a kid I gave you already in my early videos who's showing up big time, and he has crazy athletic ability, and he's a crazy athlete. And I spoke about him already, and I did a video on him. Ohio State linebacker, Sonny Styles. He was a safety for like 3 years, and he ate himself into linebacker. Yo, this kid is a genetic freak. Remember this name, Sonny Styles. But I did a video on him very, very early, probably back in May. And, bro, the kid's like 6'4", 250. I take that back. He's probably about 6'4", 240, 235-ish with the frame to put on 250. And that's a kid I would have no problem putting him at 245, 250, and putting him at middle linebacker and having an old school middle linebacker because he spent all those years at safety. You don't got to worry about him covering somebody. You know what I'm trying to say? Remember that name. Pat on the back. I gave him to you, 3 months ago. Sonny Styles, but remember that name. Next kid. I like to throw you all different sizes, everything. Shad Banks, TCU, Texas Christian University. I'm pretty sure that's where LaDainian Tomlinson played, I think. They're the Horned Frogs, I think. He's an old school thumper linebacker. Like I said, I don't know if the side profile is better. I joke around a lot. Life is way too serious, people. I'm serious. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow, man. Your loved ones, always tell them you love them, man. You don't know when they're not going to be there the next day. So I joke around a lot. Life's way too serious. Everyone you love, always tell them you love them. Shad Banks, TCU. Sorry, got a little bit emotional there. 6'1", 250. 3-year starter. The kid is a thumper. After what Michigan did last year, I think if I was an NFL coach, I would have a mixture of linebackers, which that's what I would also want as any coach if in a perfect world where you can just pick and choose your men, your players. I want my thumper. I want my big thumper to stop the run. He's not going to wear down. I don't want a 220-pound linebacker because he's going to play good 2-3 games. Talk to me week 12, week 13, week 14. Talking NFL now. You can get away with being a 220-pound linebacker in college. You ain't getting away with it in the NFL for long. But this kid is an old school linebacker. Am I saying he's going to be a top 10 pick? No. He's just a name to watch out for. Most likely undrafted free agent, most likely a practice squad guy. But he could be the next Mike Singletary. We don't know. This is what's great about college football. This is what's great about the draft. And this is what's had me doing the draft since legit, no joke. I have no reason to lie. I've been doing the draft like this, writing stuff down. And, since I was like 10 years old. Legit. And then when I was like 19, 20, and like when I was 19 and I knew my football career was over, when I was 18 and I knew my football career was over, I used to do breakdowns and I would send them into NFL teams, mostly Dallas. Did they ever get to Dallas? Absolutely not. They got thrown out. And we lose stuff throughout the years. Like I said, man, I'm way into my 50s, and I sent one draft to Dallas. I sent them like 20 kids. And out of the 20 kids, it was when Parcells was with the Jets. And there was one kid, he was an offensive tackle from Kansas State. And he just caught my eye. He wound up, for all the Jet fans, look up when Parcells was on the Jets. I could do it, but I'm not a Jet fan. Parcells took this kid like in the 7th round, and this kid was a 10-year starter in the NFL. Plus, more than half of the guys I gave all turned out to be stars. This is people have. I have a lot of other hobbies too. Trim's one of them. A few other hobbies. I'm an outdoorsman. But so linebackers is done. I'm in 2 books already. Let's see. In this original video, I put out July 17th, and I apologize that I'm doing it again, but things happen. We all know when we're locking with the GWO, it's for life. Safety's coming up next. Like I said, I apologize. We're going rapid fire videos back to back, but I just want to I got safeties, corners, and then bang, I'm going to throw out my quarterback lists. Then we're done, and then we're going to start all over again with what we got this season. Over and out.